Hello and welcome to Science Fiction Fanatic, the podcast that helps you find new, emerging, and undiscovered science fiction podcast content. I'm Greg, the host and curator of Science Fiction Fanatic. If you are a science fiction fanatic, click that subscribe button now. This is a podcast feature episode. If you like the creator, check out the episode notes for links to subscribe. Today's episode is from Once Upon a Wasteland. Once Upon a Wasteland is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi romance set in the world of the video game Fallout 76. Alright, let's get this show started.
Begin.
Once upon a time, 27 years after the bombs fell, there were two people, a vault dweller and a California girl. They met and sparks flew. That's when things got interesting. This is their story. Once Upon a Wasteland, Episode 1. Such perfect identity of interests.
This wall's not gonna hold. Well, Carlson, then you should probably get ready to blast anything that comes through. Hey, how's it going over there, Valdez?
Trying to concentrate, Alan.
Ugh, jeez. Do you need me to give it a try?
You know you can't unlock a terminal by punching it, right?
Aw, that hurts, Valdez.
Whatever those super mutants have planned for us is going to hurt a lot more if you don't let me do this.
Alright.
Hey.
Whoa. Who the hell? Stand down, civilian.
Use this holotape.
Gotta go. I hear that.
That should hold them for a while. Well, as long as they don't figure out how to use that terminal.
I grabbed the holotape. We're good. Thank you, by the way. Scribe Odessa Valdez, Brotherhood of Steel.
Elizabeth Kirby, unaffiliated? It's a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh, Scribe Valdez. I've heard a lot about you.
You have?
Valdez, this is not the... Look, let's cut the chit-chat, okay? What are you doing here, civilian? Other than interfering with an official Brotherhood operation, that is.
I literally just said my name, Night Mood Killer. And my interference saved your asses.
Thank you for that, Miss Kirby. Night Banks is just a little on edge.
I get it. Combat tends to have that effect on people. And call me Beth, please.
Okay, Beth. What are you doing here? And where did you get that holotape?
Look, we don't have time for this, and I need you to stay focused. Jesus, on the mission. Thank you, Miss Kirby. Your assistance to the Brotherhood will be noted in my report to Paladin Romani.
I'll tell you what, Scribe Valdez. If we make it out of here alive, you can debrief me later.
Oh, that would be very, enlightening.
And I'm coming with you, Knight. Your tactical assessment is correct. If you want to get what you came here for, you need to do it quickly. And that means you need me.
Oh, God. The Brotherhood is more than capable of completing this mission without your help.
You three would be roasting on a spit right now without my help. Look, you can call it fostering cooperation between the Brotherhood and the rest of Appalachia in your report. But I'm coming with you.
Alan, I should have been able to hack that terminal in 30 seconds, but I couldn't get into it without that holotape. I don't know what else we're going to run into down there, but I think we'd have a better chance at overcoming it with Miss Kirby, Beth's assistance.
Fine. Just try to keep up.
I'll do my best, sir. After all, what would I do without a couple of big, strong men to protect me?
Don't push it.
I like her.
All right. Looks like there's only one way forward. I'll lead the way. Carlson, you take up the rear. Intel says this place is abandoned, but we don't need anything sneaking up on us. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Valdez, you know what you're looking for, so keep your eyes peeled. Let's move out. Come on! Goddamn thing. It's locked. I don't see a terminal around here anywhere either.
Can we blast it open?
Now, we have that kind of ordnance back at Atlas, but a few grenades, it's not gonna do it.
I didn't see any exits along the way, so the only way out
is through a very angry group of super mutants, yes.
Maybe they gave up and went away?
Seriously, Carlson. If anything, they set up shop there and invited some of their friends.
Guys?
How did you open that?
I picked the lock.
Oh, so you're a criminal. Great.
No, I'm not a criminal. Is he always like this? I had specialized training while I was in the vault. Part of that was getting into and out of places when people don't want me to do either, or both of those things.
A vault dweller. I should have guessed.
Born and raised.
You were born in the vault?
Yeah, about 4 years after the bombs fell.
I'd love to talk to you about that.
Can we just please get back to the task at hand?
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Just please stop distracting her.
Another of my many skills.
This place looks cleaned out.
And recently. Alan, didn't you say that it had been abandoned for years?
Intel indicated that nobody's been down here in about 10 years. Yeah.
Someone's been down here a lot more recently than that. Look at the dust around the terminal. And on the floor? Almost all of the equipment is gone. Someone beat us to it.
But not by much. This all looks pretty fresh.
I'll see if there's anything useful on the terminal. Well, at least this one was easier to get into. There's still a little data here, but it looks like it's heavily encrypted. I guess whoever took the equipment didn't have time to erase it.
Or figured it was useless without the equipment itself.
I'll copy the data onto a holotape and see if I can decrypt it back at Atlas. But it's like the terminal back at the entrance. I haven't seen encryption quite like this. Is data decryption also something they taught you in the vault?
It wasn't, unfortunately.
Oh.
But I know a guy.
Of course you do.
I think I found an exit. There's a ladder here and a hatch.
All right. Valdez, work on transferring that data. Carlson, pop that hatch and see where it leads. I want to know if it's a dead end. If it is, we gotta start preparing to blast our way out through the front door. I'm gonna do some recon to make sure there isn't anything that we missed.
So, about something you said back there. You said that you'd heard a lot about me. Did you mean that you heard a lot about the Brotherhood and my name happened to come up, or...
Oh, no. It was about you specifically. There's a lot of chatter about the Brotherhood too, and about Paladin Romani and Knight Shin, but you come up so much that it really piqued my curiosity. I started to wonder if you were mythical.
Oh, that's concerning.
I didn't really think you were mythical.
I mean that people are talking about me individually. What kinds of things are they saying?
Mostly that they tried to pick you up. And failed.
Oh, seriously?
It sounds like it happens a lot.
It's like I was the first woman they'd ever seen. And the lines they use are the worst.
I can imagine.
One guy said that his heart was beating too fast and asked if I could help with that. I didn't even think it was a line at first. I thought he was having an actual medical emergency.
He probably was.
I tried to be polite. Paladin Romani is really focused on fostering good relations with the people in Appalachia. And I didn't want to be rude.
I think you being rude would still be adorable.
Oh, well, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Don't tell me that people flirting with you is a new thing. I can't believe that's true.
It was different in California. I didn't interact with people outside of the Brotherhood much, and everyone within the Brotherhood knew that I was engaged.
Oh, you're engaged?
I was. That ended when I left on this expedition.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so was I. Can we, change the subject? I don't even know why I'm going on like this to someone I just met.
People say I'm easy to talk to.
I can see that. So, Elizabeth Kirby, unaffiliated, now that you have met the real me, how do I compare to the mythical Odessa Valdez? You're probably disappointed.
Oh no, if anything, they didn't do you justice.
Oh, now you're just teasing me.
I'm being serious. Maybe if I'd spoken to a poet.
Oh, saved by the bell. Alan, how long have you been standing there?
About 10 seconds. Look, I apologize for interrupting. I can always do another sweep if you need me to.
I have every confidence that you did a very thorough job. Scribe Valdez and I can continue our conversation later. I hope we will, at least.
Me too.
Good news. This tunnel leads directly to an exit. It's chained on this side so people can't get in from the other side, but we'll be able to cut through it without a problem. Did I miss something?
No. Initiate Carlson. You did not. Scribe Valdez and Miss Kirby were exchanging intel while the encrypted data was being transferred to the holotape.
And that transfer is complete. So we are ready to head out.
Carlson, you know the way, so you take the lead. I'll bring out the rear. May have been quiet while you were in there, but getting these two back to Atlas safely is our top priority right now. Let's move out, people. We got a job to do. We're gonna head back inside and let Paladin Romani know what we found.
I'll catch up, okay?
Sure. Take your time. And, good work out there today. But you better be careful or they're gonna make you a field scribe.
So, what's next?
That depends on what's on that holotape.
You'll crack it. You're the mythical Odessa Valdez, remember? I'll give you a couple of days and I'll drop by to see how it's going.
I'd like that.
See you soon then.
Try not to get into too much trouble between now and then, okay?
What fun would that be?
Valdez, you coming?
Oh, I'd better go.
Go. Be awesome.
Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Charles.
You're awfully cheerful this morning.
What? I'm always delightful in the morning. How's my dad?
Well, he's bored.
Mum isn't keeping him busy?
She's still tied up with that whole foundation mess.
Mess is a little strong.
Have you met Ward?
A point taken. I'll go see him today. I have something he may be able to help me with.
He'd love that.
I know, and I could really use his help. I hit a dead end, and right now my only lead is sitting at Fort Atlas being decrypted.
Wait, you're telling me you let the Brotherhood take the equipment and the data?
That's the thing. There was no equipment. Somebody got there before us. From the looks of things, before I even found out about it.
Do you think it was the Morning Star?
That's the most likely suspect at this point. But it's not a certainty. There are so many new people wandering around Atlas. And any one of them could be operating undercover for the Morning Star. Or the Raiders. Hell, even a Foundation.
Foundation? They don't exactly strike me as the cloak and dagger type.
Have you met Ward?
Point taken. You could always tag along with your mother and see if there are any shiny new brain scanners sitting around.
I think I'm a little old for take your daughter to work day.
Oh, come on, Elizabeth, you're 23. You're not old like me.
True.
You weren't supposed to agree. Anything else interesting happen with the operation or anyone?
What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, you seemed pretty keen on waiting until you could cross paths with the Brotherhood on this, and then you waited until they sent a scribe and not just a bunch of dudes in power armor.
Getting in on this with the Brotherhood made sense from the moment I found out that they had a lead on that first lab. It's not ideal. They were so loud that they drew a bunch of supermutants to the entrance and almost got themselves killed. But it gets me the intel I need faster, at the cost of some equipment that they're not going to have any idea how to use.
So, what's she like?
You've been hanging around with my father too long. You can read me like a book, and I don't like it.
So?
She's great. But God, I was such a dork. I've done this, dozens of times now? Go in, turn on the charm, get what I need, get out. Maybe get a new long-term intel source out of the deal if things work out just so.
Which they always do.
Well, almost always. But this was different.
Different? How?
You know how it's supposed to work. When you prep to me a new contact or resource for the first time, you take all the intel you have and kind of build a picture so you know how to play it.
Right.
Well, roughly 85% of the intel I have on her is how most of Appalachia wants to get in her uniform trousers.
Conservatively.
Conservatively. And that does not help me get inside her head so I can figure out how to play this. Anyway, all I kept hearing was how this Scribe Valdez was beautiful and smart, funny, sweet.
I heard some other adjectives used.
I'm trying to be professional here, Charles.
Of course, go on.
I was unprepared.
You? Unprepared? I refuse to believe that.
I had everything planned out. Pop into the room, toss her my skeleton key holotape to save the day, and do my thing.
And?
I froze.
You froze?
I froze. What are you grinning about?
I'm just trying to picture this scene.
There was a sunbeam shining on her, Charles. A sunbeam. Anyway, the supermutants blew a hole in the wall and almost took one of the guys' heads off. And that snapped me out of it.
Oh, thank goodness.
But when we got to the lab, it was cleaned out. At least the terminal hadn't been wiped.
That's strange, isn't it? You'd think that if whoever took the equipment went to all that trouble to cover their tracks at the entrance, they'd take the time to wipe the terminal too.
Maybe it was, I don't know, hubris? Figured that their encryption was so strong that nobody'd be able to crack it. And maybe they were right. I guess I'll find out when I go to Atlas tomorrow's check-in. But
what?
I'm still debating whether I actually want to do that.
Elizabeth?
I keep replaying yesterday over and over in my head. And I'm worried that she's going to be disappointed when I actually show up. Like, she was just being polite, and was hoping that was the last she'd see of the awkward weirdo who blundered into the middle of her field mission. Because I'm the last person she wants to share intel or anything else with. I'm stupid, I know.
Elizabeth, look, it's really easy to forget this given the business we're in, but you're human. And you're having a very human reaction to meeting someone who clearly made a very strong first impression on you.
Yeah, and all I can think about is what kind of first impression I made on her.
You engage with people in a way that can't be taught, and believe me, I've watched your father try. I've seen you use that as part of the job. And if that woman had the kind of effect on you that it seems like she has, I have no doubt that you were even more charming than you usually are.
Well, if nothing else, the skeleton key made me useful. The skeleton key! I never got it back from her!
She really did knock you off your game, didn't she?
I guess I'm heading back to Atlas after all. No way around it now.
None that I can see. Can't leave that lying around. But if the intel we have on her is correct, she's always laser focused on the mission, so she might not even have noticed that she still has it.
That, or she's already reverse engineered it and everybody at Atlas has a copy. Either way, it probably means she hasn't given me second thought. Fortunately.
Scribe Valdez?
Oh, yes, Initiate?
I'm sorry to interrupt. There's someone here to see you.
She came a day early.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I was, talking to myself.
Okay. Do you want me to take you down to the lobby or bring him up here?
That's a good question. I hadn't thought about it. I don't want to come off as too aloof, but I don't want to seem too eager either.
Are you alright, Scribe Valdez? I can ask them to come back later if you're in the middle of something.
No. I'm fine. And I will go down to the lobby to meet her.
I don't know what's happening right now. Right this way? I think.
Where is she?
Where is who?
Beth. Elizabeth Kirby, unaffiliated, red hair, tall. I thought you said she was here to see me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scribe Valdez. There's no one here like that. But Mr. Douglas has more technical data for you.
Oh.
Hey, Scribe Valdez. Found this in Watoga this morning. Wanted to get it to you as soon as possible.
Thank you. You can drop these off at Camp Venture. We collect from that drop regularly, and it's closer to Watoga.
And missed the chance to see your pretty face? Never. So, Scribe Valdez, can I call you Odessa?
Scribe Valdez will be fine.
Of course, right. Hey, Scribe Valdez, crazy idea. I was wondering if maybe you, maybe wanted to go, food? Dinner, dinner, not food. How can somebody go to food? There's also lunch, if you like lunch. Food's better, or maybe breakfast too. There are foods, different types there.
Mr. Douglas.
Kevin, please, call me Kevin.
Mr. Douglas, I'm flattered. I really am. But I have to decline. It's important that we keep our relationship professional.
We have a relationship?
Thank you again for the technical data. Please feel free to drop it off at Camp Venture whenever you happen to find any in the future.
I'll always do whatever I can to help. Oh, Scribe Valdez. And if you change your mind...
Initiate, please see Mr. Douglas to the exit and ensure that he receives appropriate compensation.
Of course, Scribe. Mr. Douglas, please come with me.
Oh, sure. Bye, Scribe Valdez.
Ooh, he seemed nice. I got a good feeling about you two.
Not now, Alan.
Aw, what's wrong? You were the happiest person in Atlas this morning. I mean, it's a little weird to be that into decrypting data, I'll admit, but I'm not gonna judge.
It's nothing. And the decryption is going well. The file structure is pretty complex, but I was able to tweak the algorithm a few times overnight so it didn't stall. It keeps adapting.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that makes sense and say... good job?
Okay, how about this? It's like the data knows I'm trying to decrypt it, and it keeps changing itself to stop me.
Well, it was clearly encrypted by someone who never tried to win an argument with you then, huh?
Flatterer.
Hey, do you want to grab some lunch before you...
Alan?
tweak...
Alan?
your algorithm again?
Alan! Do you talk to Erica like that?
Absolutely not. I would never. But seriously, Erica's meeting me in the mess in 5. Come join us. You need a break. The data can wait for an hour.
Half an hour.
Fine, half an hour. We're gonna keep checking in on you today.
Thanks, Ellen. And I promise I'll get a full night's sleep tonight.
Just, lock the door if you're tweaking your algorithm again.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm here to see Scribe Valdez.
Oh, you have some technical data? That's great. But Scribe Valdez left orders that she's not to be disturbed. You can just leave it with me, and I'll be sure that she gets it.
Oh, no. I don't have any technical data. She's expecting me. I think she's expecting me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm under strict orders not to let anyone interrupt her today.
Could you...
Or to interrupt her myself. If you give me her name, when she's freed up, I can let her know.
She's expecting me, and she's expecting me today.
Ma'am, it might be best if you just left and came back at another time.
What's the problem here, Initiate?
Night Banks. Well, sir, this, woman said that she needs to go see Scribe Valdez, and I told her that she's in strict do not disturb mode right now.
May I look at your orders readout, please?
Of course, sir.
Let's see. It does indeed say she's not to be disturbed for any reason. Oh, but what's this here?
The list of exceptions.
Right. Read them for me, please.
Exceptions. Knight Alan Banks, Initiate Erica Hewson, Paladin Layla Romani, and someone named Elizabeth Kirby. Is unaffiliated her last name?
No, it is not.
I'm sorry, sir. I saw the first couple of names and just assumed it was all Brotherhood personnel. And I figured she was just one of the Scribe's fans trying to get some FaceTime with her.
Look, Initiate, we do not assume in the Brotherhood. When you get sloppy like that, lives can be lost, and they have been lost.
I'm sorry, sir. And I'm sorry, ma'am.
Just make sure you use this as a learning experience, alright, kid?
I will, sir.
I'll take care of escorting Miss Kirby to Scribe Valdez's lab. You know, she wasn't sure you were gonna show up.
Neither was I.
Nah, I never doubted it for a second. Besides, I would have tracked you down anyway.
Oh, really?
Valdez never got a proper chance to debrief you.
Good point.
Here we are. Just stay here, alright?
Don't you mean, stand down, civilian?
Alan, you don't need to keep checking on me. Erica's already been up here twice this morning, and it's only 900 hours.
Actually, someone's here to see you, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe Valdez.
Oh. Hi. Let me just clean up a little. Paper's all over.
I'll leave you to it.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah. Thanks, Knight Banks. You know, maybe he's not so bad after all.
Alan? Oh, he's a teddy bear. He's been like a big brother to me the second he walked into Atlas.
I definitely get Big Brother vibes from him. So, how goes the decryption?
It's almost done. There's one file that the system is still working on.
That's great. I knew that encryption was no match for you. Find anything interesting?
Well, the encryption was interesting in and of itself. I've never seen anything quite like it.
How so?
Well, how familiar are you with data encryption?
I've dabbled in cryptography.
The encryption was adaptive.
A rotating key?
No, that's the crazy part. I wrote an algorithm that should have accounted for pretty much any standard encryption method, even the spicy ones.
Ooh, spicy encryption. I'm intrigued.
This was really spicy. It's like it analyzed my decryption algorithm on the fly and just adjusted so that the data couldn't be decrypted further.
That is spicy.
I tried to go at it manually, but that would have taken forever. So I wrote a multi-layered decryption routine that mostly stayed a step or two ahead of the encryption.
This is wild.
Isn't it? It was really interesting and exciting to work on, but exhausting, if I'm being honest.
I'm sure.
The good news is that there's only one file left, but this one is different.
Different how?
I'm getting nowhere with it. With all the other data, even when the process stalled, I felt like I was making progress. With this one, though, it feels completely impenetrable. Even the file name is different.
What do you mean?
All of the files I've decrypted have functional file names. Dates, a word or two indicating what's in them. This one, hang on. It's Kirsch.
Kirsch? Can I take a look?
Sure.
Kirsche. It's German. Means cherry. My mum is German. I picked up a few words here and there.
Kirsche. Cherry. I still don't get it.
Me either.
I'm kind of at a loss. And I have to brief Paladin Romani on my progress at 1300 hours.
You've been cooped up in here staring at a terminal for what? 36 hours?
Something like that, yeah. I did get some sleep last night. Alan threatened to sit on me if I didn't.
Well, since I got out of the vault, I found that a nice walk really helps to clear my mind and, get a little distance from whatever wall I'm banging my head against.
It's tempting.
I'm nothing if not a temptress. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. But I think a walk would do you some good, and I could join you. I mean, if you want to take a walk, and if you don't want to take a walk with me, we could stay here and try to crack...
Beth? I think a walk to clear my head is a great idea. And I could use some company, too.
Great. Besides, I haven't had a chance to explore the Savage Divide nearly as much as I want to. No better way to do that than with a guide.
It's a simply fascinating area. But I found that there's a lot that's fascinating in Appalachia.
Yeah, I have too. So, this is your neighborhood. How should we proceed?
I'll tell you what. How about we just start walking and see where it takes us?
I like that idea. Whoa, what did we miss?
Oh, damn it. I left my radio in the lab. They're probably looking for me.
There you are. Where the hell did you two run off to?
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, Alan. I left my radio on my desk. I've been so focused on this. I'm so close.
One of the scout teams saw a wave of super mutants that looked like they were headed towards a settlement a few miles from here. We're on our way to try to bail them out as much as we can, but it's a pretty big group. Romani's already on her way there, set to arrive in 10.
What's with super mutants lately, anyway? They're always a pain in the ass, but they're really riled up right now.
Ugh, tell me about it.
I thought that it was you guys doing the old Brotherhood two-step that drew them to that restaurant. But maybe not.
I don't know. But we have to move out, and now. I just wanted to let you know what was going on, Valdez. I'm glad you finally showed up.
Do you need me to come with you?
Absolutely not. This is a purely military engagement. We need you to stay here and stay safe.
Come on, Alan.
Valdez, I would love to argue with you about this right now, but I have to go. You can talk about it with Romani because she gave me explicit orders to make sure you stayed here if you came back before I left.
Fine.
Let's move out! Ad Victoriam!
You okay?
Yeah, I just feel useless sometimes.
Hey, every piece of intel I reviewed about the Brotherhood in Appalachia since you guys came back is that you aren't just a critical part of this team. You're its soul. Without you, it's just another faction trying to impose its will on Appalachia.
Come on.
I'm serious. And, in my objective, professional opinion, everything I've seen supports that intel.
Thank you, Beth. You really have a way about you. You just sort of, make me feel better. Like everything's going to be alright. I'm sorry for being so needy. I barely know you, and I'm leaning on you like we've been best friends for years.
You're not being needy. I know I've only been out of the vault a couple of years, but everyone I've met in there or out here deals with feeling that way sometimes. Well, Almost everyone.
Even you?
Are you kidding? I'm a basket case most of the time.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't have imagined, given the way that you walked into that room and casually tossed me a magic holotape that saved our behinds. The holotape! I've been meaning to give it back to you. I'm so sorry, I forgot. I was kind of distracted, I guess.
Yeah, lots going on. I totally understand. And hey, I forgot to ask, so I was clearly distracted too.
Look, I really need to get inside so I can monitor comms in case they need me. And I need to start analyzing the data I was able to decrypt.
Of course, I'll, take that as my cue.
Oh, no, I wasn't trying to get rid of you. I mean, if you want to leave, that's perfectly fine, of course. I'm just saying that if you wanted to come inside with me... I'm sorry. I'm just really bad at this.
Odessa, I would like nothing more than to come inside with you and help you with whatever it is you want to work on. Even if that just means distracting you.
You would?
I would. Besides, you'll probably irritate Nida Banks to no end if he knew I was helping save his ass again.
Nah, he likes you.
Maybe he really is just a big teddy bear. Shall we?
Let's. I just don't get it.
Maybe it's not possible to crack it.
Anything can be cracked.
What I mean is, what if it's just there to waste your time and stop you from concentrating on the rest of the data?
Maybe. It would explain a lot.
It's an outlier regardless. At least if the file name is any indication.
I'm just glad that we handled the super mutant engagement without any casualties.
That kind of thing goes a long way with people out there. Good job. And if you want me to take that holotape to my friend, the offer still stands.
You know, I'm a scribe, so it's kind of my job to understand things, but I still don't quite get you.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like when we met. It was like something out of a movie. If I wasn't there myself, I wouldn't have believed it.
I do know how to make an entrance.
I mean, look at this objectively. We're about 30 seconds from getting eaten by super mutants. I can't hack into a terminal that's exactly like all the ones I've hacked into 1,000 times, and all of a sudden, this tall, beautiful redhead appears out of nowhere and saves the day with a magic holotape.
Beautiful, eh?
Even speaking objectively, well, yeah. But that's not the thing I keep thinking about.
What is?
It was after that. In the lab.
Yeah?
Well, it's just that we were talking about things that... I'm just not a person who talks about that kind of stuff a lot. I mean, Alan doesn't even know that I was engaged before. But I was so comfortable around you that it just sort of flew out of my mouth before I even realized it was happening.
Is that bad?
I don't know yet, if I'm being honest.
I understand.
I really feel like you do. God, I hate feeling like this. The core part of my job, the job of a scribe, is to gather information and objectively interpret it, right?
Right.
Well, I can't seem to do that with you, and it's frustrating.
Oh.
But I'm not one to back down from a challenge. And you seem like you'd be a fun one.
Well, I have been called challenging.
I didn't mean it like that.
I know, I'm just teasing you.
So you're a tease. I'll put that in my notes.
Valdez!
Alan! You're back!
Hell yeah, I am. Kicked so much super mutant ass, I think my boots are permanently green.
That's quite a visual.
Oh, hey, Curbster.
Congratulations. I think that's the most horrifying thing anyone's ever called me.
Everybody's coming back and we're gonna celebrate in the mess. The settlers were so grateful that we saved them, they gave us a bunch of booze. You guys should join us.
Thanks. I appreciate the offer. I really do. But this was a Brotherhood victory, and the Brotherhood should celebrate it.
I get it. Promise to keep an eye on Valdez, though. You know, she parties pretty hard.
That's me, the Brotherhood's biggest party animal.
Now I know he's joking. No actual party animal would use the term party animal.
I'll join you guys in a few minutes, okay? I want to give this file one last shot.
Absolutely not. Let me take it with me. I'll see if my friend can make any headway.
Really?
Really. You deserve to celebrate.
You know what? I do. Thank you, Beth. I've already moved the decrypted stuff off to the mainframe, so you can take the original.
I'll let you know what I find. Have fun.
Alan will make sure of that.
Hey, Erica will pitch in too.
Alright, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye, Odessa.
Goodbye, Beth.
Guys, when you say goodbye, you're supposed to, part?
Right, I'll, let you know what I find.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Once Upon a Wasteland, Episode 1, Such Perfect Identity of Interests, was produced and directed by Brad Williams and written by D.K. Trueno, starring Letitia Lemon as Elizabeth Kirby and Vitriol Plays as Odessa Valdez. Also starring Jay Chadwick as Charles Watkins and John Laurie as Alan Banks. Featuring Andrew Rivera as Kevin Douglas, Benjamin Campbell as Gregory Carlson, Annie Vish as Initiate Number 1, and Lauren Moore as Initiate Number 2. Additional voices provided by Annie Vish, Lauren Moore, Dasutin Carey, and Snuffy Struggle. And I'm your narrator, Ashley Sekon. Please join us for our next episode, Episode 2, The Requisite Means.
I'm Brad Williams, the creator of Once Upon a Wasteland, a Fallout 76 love story. You can find us on Twitter at OnceUpon76Pod, where I'll share show information, artwork, side stories, and more. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to our premiere episode, Such Perfect Identity of Interests. It's a privilege to tell Beth and Odessa's story, and that privilege does not exist without you. So thank you, and I hope you'll continue to join us as we follow their journey. The art and logo for our story were created by A Darling Mess. You can find them on Twitter at A Darling Mess. If you like this episode, please leave a rating and review, and I hope you'll subscribe as well. And please, tell your friends. You can also reach out to me directly on Twitter at OnceUpon76Pod or via email at OnceUponAWasteland@gmail.com.
Thanks again for listening to Science Fiction Fanatic by Indie Drop-In Network. If you would like to nominate a podcast for feature, just send me a tweet at Indie Drop-In. Indie Drop-In Network has many other shows that you might enjoy. You can check them out at IndieDropIn.com. All right, see you next time.